Okay, you're going to listen carefully because I'll ask you questions. Little Wole stood and stared at St. Peter's Primary School, which was beside the church house where he lived with his family. He watched curiously as the boys and girls bent over their books and when they came out to play at break time. Wole's father was the headmaster and his sister, Tinu, a year and 3 months older, was a pupil. Whenever he asked Tinu about school, she refused to tell him anything. She was treating Wole like a baby. Wole felt it was a conspiracy that he was left at home while Tinu went to school. But his parents told him to be patient until he was old enough. That made Wole annoyed. One day, Wole picked up a few of his father's books and followed his sister and her nanny, Lawanle, as they walked to school. No one noticed him until he sat beside Tinu on the bench in the classroom. "What are you doing here? Go back," Lawande screamed. "No," Wole retorted. Their loud argument attracted the pupils and the teachers. Many of them laughed at Wole because he was so small. Finally, a kind teacher approached him and asked, "Are you here to keep your sister company?" "No, I have come to school," Wole responded. "But you're not old enough, Wole. I am nearly 3 years old and I have books." The teacher decided to register Wole in the infant class. Wole was happy and he declared, "I will come to school every day." And that's exactly what he did. So the little boy who wanted to go to school at all cost and who had an affinity for books went on to become a great writer. 50 years later, Wole Soyinka was announced as the winner of the 1986 Nobel Prize for Literature. On the 10th of December of that year, Soyinka received his award, a diploma and a medal from the King of Sweden. The ceremony was organized by the Swedish Academy, which described him as one of the finest poetical playwrights that have written in English. Soyinka dedicated his Nobel lecture, "This past must address its present," to Nelson Mandela, the South African anti-apartheid activist who was serving a life sentence in prison. In his address, Soyinka called for the end of racism, the eradication of human inequality, and the dismantling of the structures that support them. So Wole Soyinka is the first African to be awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. Did I read well? So clap for me. Do you have any question from what I have read? Is there anything interesting from what I have read that you would like to talk about? Take, for instance, when Wole Soyinka was very little, he loved to read books. He was curious. Do you like to read books, or do you find it boring reading books? Does anybody here find it boring reading books? Let's see your hand. Okay, does anybody here like to read books? Oh, you do? Wow, I'm amongst people who like to read books. Okay, so Wole Soyinka was just like you, or you are like the little Wole Soyinka, and he wanted to go to school, but they didn't want him to go to school because he was too small. Is there anything that you have wanted to do in your life, but people have said, no, you can't do? Like what? Get up, let's hear you. Tell us something that you've wanted to do in your life and they've said it's not good. You can't do it.
Going out.
Going out like to where? Like to where? Anyway, I think all of us have experienced an occasion when you want to do something but you're not allowed to do it. But Soyinka did not give up. He still got up and went to school, and they admitted him into school. So I think a good lesson for us to learn is that if you really want to do something, you must never give up, okay? You must never give up. Even if they say, no, you can't do it, you must persevere. And who knows, one day you may become a great person like Wole Soyinka. So did you enjoy our little story time? I hope you will tell your parents to look out for our book, Wole Soyinka, Activist and Nobel Laureate, so you can get a copy and read it. Thank you very much. Can you clap for yourselves?